Here's when we first made the bread pans. We used to make a bread that was about that high and just as wide as the oven, and we came up with these.
Yeah.
And they all stood up, and it was like, ooh. But yeah, they had me come up with this. Would you like to, I could probably get a sheet of steel.
Sure.
Make a bread pan.
Yeah.
I might have to round one a little bit here. We had a crew doing this. And everybody was working, just pumping them out. It was just, everybody had a station, everybody was working about as hard as the machines would go.
Sure.
After hours of doing this, I said, boy, you know, this is our first day of doing this. That just think if we did this for 5 days, how fast we'd do. My friend says, if we do this tomorrow, it's not going to be as fast as we're doing it today. We could
Tuckering them out.
Yeah, could start out with making a bread pan,
Sure.
if you would like.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
so we'll do 4 steps here.
Okay.
Making a 5 for
Sure.
the bread pan.
Okay. And what do I need to do?
Well, first, we have one side crimped here already.
Okay.
So you shove that in, and then pull back on this handle.
Okay. Oh, so that's just the next
This takes
crimp.
the sharp edges off of things.
Sure.
And I'm going to have you pull the handle next.
Okay. This way?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
And we'll get the other side. Crank it around. Okay. All right. And then we go to the next step. This is raised up a little bit yet, but we want to crimp this edge down and get that tight.
Sure. And you can do it.
And we get both of these edges crimped. And we'll go over to the brake.
Okay.
And it has a backstop in it.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm going to have you grab the handle over there eventually.
Okay.
If you just goes in just so far. And then grab that handle. Nope, not that one. The one on the top.
Oh, okay.
Give that a pull up.
Oh, sure.
All the way. Now you're an expert bread maker. The next step, we have to adjust the cameras once again.
Okay.
Now, this is just a piece of pipe and a little stop in there. You roll that around one way,
Oh, wow.
roll it around the other way. And you have a bread pan.
Pretty much it. Oh.
And then there's one more step. Put it in here. Push down like that, and they're all uniform then.
Okay.
So now it's your turn.
Okay.
Would you like to just grab that?
Sure.
And pull it around? Oop. A little further. Catch it in that lip there. Okay, give it a pull.
Okay.
See how we did?
Oh, yeah.
There's two identical bread
Oh, yeah.
pans that
Yeah.
stack.
They mix together. But like here, where you can see a couple hundred on the table, at least.
Yep. They're much the same.
Yeah.
And
Very
we ship
nice.
5 ovens in a box. And so if we want to, we have a cooking school for 50 people. We put 10 ovens on the bus and a trailer and head up to the mountains wherever, and then yeah, each box holds 5 ovens. So we then assemble them when we get to the mountains.
Mm-hmm. And each oven gets one or one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, you get one bread pan, a WAPI, water purification indicator,
Sure.
and 2 or 3 roaster kettles, that's 10-inch roasters,
Mm-hmm.
and the cooking pots, and a cookbook, measuring cups, and a thermometer.
Sure.
It's all included.
No, and I see the reflectors. Those are reflectors down there, right?
Yes,
And those are made somewhere else?
they're made in Rapid City.
Rapid City.
They're packed, ready to go into the boxes.
Sure.
Five of these kits. This is a reflector for one oven,
Mm-hmm.
and we did a little addition. We had a kind of a flimsy reflector for a while, and it would flop around in the wind, and we started putting a crimp in it
There we
with a
go.
bead roller,
Sure.
and that made things rigid. It changed things a lot.
Oh, yeah, and
Made
it,
more of a crimp in it there.
yeah. And it made it doesn't affect the the amount getting into the cooker either, yeah.
But it's a durable thing if the wind blows. It
Yeah,
could take you to the other parts of the assembly.
sure, yeah, especially like
Switch the cameras around.
yeah, I remember the flip board. So,
Well, yeah, I could tell you about the WAPI,
yes,
which has a little drop of soybean wax in there. So you can hang this into a cooking pot, and as people go off to work or leave the oven, then when they come back, if that soybean wax has gone down to the bottom of the tube, then they can come back and know for sure that their water has reached 160 degrees, and it's safe for them to drink, 165, I believe.
Yep.
And then they can pull that through and use it again the next day. And it's reusable.
and each cooker comes with one of those.
Yes. And the lid is actually 2 lids with a little airspace between them, and that's similar to a thermopane and helps insulate the box. And then the reflector fits in that region and it clamps down with some springs. But that reflector actually raises the oven temperature 40 degrees.
Oh, I'm sure.
So that really supercharged things and made a lot better cooker for it. You can have 2 pots.
Yep, sorry, I had to put the hook on. Force of habit.
You get 2 pots that you can cook with. Or you can cook 1 pot and then have a bread pan that goes in with that. And at the Dominican, they says, well, you could lay fish in there and bake a fish.
Yes.
And we're still looking at different types of muffin tins and bread pans and stuff like that for a variety. We're always looking for some changes.
Yes. And now, and all of this stuff is made like in the Dakotas and the community right
Yes,
here.
yes.
And then I remember when I was here and putting together pallets of these, and there we go. Okay, I remember that. Yeah.
In Montrose, they do the cutting of the insulation, which is, and you can see that in that spot there, that's fits together precisely, and pre-cutting that before we go on a trip, that speeded up our assembly.
Yeah.
It was a good addition.
Right. Oh, that's right.
That's 2 bottoms there, and then
Okay.
we add 3 more, and more liners in a pack, and that gets assembled. We have our J channels and long pieces of wood, short pieces of wood, long J channel, short J channel, the reflectors, the bread pans, everything, and it goes in an assembly line.
Sure.
One time we had about a dozen kids with an MYF group that helped us, and each kid had a station, and they just whistled that thing together. It took them longer to tape the box together than it did to fill it.
Sure. Sure.
And that really went slick.
The exterior is flute board, and it is snapped together in that shape. And then,
Yes, and we put it together with some rivets. And then when we get there, we have a brake to bend the sides and the ends and put the insulation in, screw the stuff to the frame, staple that, and then screw the J channel on. And we have a cooking school that they have to attend a cooking school for 2 days.
sure.
So that assures us that they at least get 1 good sunshiny day.
Yep.
And then everybody gets fed through that, and it's a time where we can prove that these things work, and they get experience on how to run them, and how to look at your shadow and adjust the oven to get the maximum temperature.
And I recall there's just a nominal fee, just as something, so they kind of feel invested.
Yes, yes, if we gave them all away, that everybody would want 3 of them.
Yeah.
But it's a big stretch for them to come up with about $25, maybe $30 to invest in this oven. And it costs us about, well, it's going to be over that now. Our prices have raised, but it'll be over $150 to place these in the hands of a family.
Sure.
And we sell them for $20, $25. And I said, that's for this job all my life. But it's a heartwarming thing to do, to be involved with assembling these ovens, teaching the people how to use them correctly and cook,
Sure.
and then see them strap this onto their head, or
Yeah.
put it on a donkey and head across the mountains and head home.
Sure.
So, put them on a motorcycle, and it's fun to see them take off with their new possession, which is oven. They come from a long ways away, and we see very dedicated people, and they help with the construction. The little kids are hammering tacks in, and
Sure.
we've got it refined and streamlined, and always trying to improve things a little bit every year.
Yeah.
So, and they boil water in them, and they have things that are safe. Infant mortality has been from either lung infection or from drinking bad water.
Water.
And without having to start a charcoal fire to cook with, this really addresses both of those problems. It's all been an outreach for third world countries,
Right.
and people that donated what it took to make the molds for the plastic, and that was all funds from people that were out to help poor people. We're not a factory that's out to sell things to
Right.
every backpacker
Right.
and that. And so we have these that just mainly get shipped to the other countries.
Yeah.
We're testing, instead of having reflective liner on the inside, we're testing a flat black one, because
Sure.
other solar ovens are made with flat black interiors, and so we're wondering how to hold down costs so that the poorer people can still be supplied with an oven. But right now, we're with the shiny reflective coatings, and
And is this what they call spectral grade, where they have the ceramic, the clear ceramic to reduce scratching and that sort of thing, or is it just very shiny flashing, or?
it's called one-side bright aluminum, and it comes now with a plastic protective cover
Right,
on it, but
yeah.
when we're making them, then that gets peeled off.
In fact, I'll just pull one out here too. Because here, I'm very familiar with this stuff, because probably 10 or 15 cookers I've gotten have had this.
Okay.
And it's just a little bit of effort, and it peels right off.
Yep, there's
Yeah.
two of them here.
Yeah, these are two,
Yep, these,
the two long reflectors, yeah. So this is shiny on both sides. Is this a,
this is.
uh-huh,
Yeah, the other one is a little duller finish for the liner.
sure. Yeah, and I can see where that crimp,
Just cover the camera there.
oops. I can see where that crimp really helps a lot, because just grabbing it, you know, without that, that's gonna
Yeah,
bend.
this is one without the crimp.
Yeah,
Flops
even
like
with
a
it-
bed sheet.
In fact, I'm glad you mentioned that, because it does have a crimp on the top, right?
No,
No,
well,
that's just-
it's a crimp, but it's not a bead rolled in there.
Right, okay.
These are crimped on the top too, but that extra little bead roller in there, that added a lot of strength.
What I'm mentioning, because that one has the crimp on the top, and that's not enough to give it that
No.
extra structural. Yeah, because that doesn't even go all the way across. In fact, it probably wouldn't be as good if it went all the way to the edge, would it? I mean,
No,
when
it,
it stops
it
at that
wouldn't.
point. Yeah. So,
you just have to not run over things, and now
yeah.
that process is being done in Rapid City,
Mm-hmm.
so they'll come here, and there'll be that
Yeah.
one less chore to do in this shop.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. it's such an impressive model, and you're talking, I'm gonna guess on average, maybe larger families in Haiti, Dominican Republic, Sierra Leone, or clusters of families and villages where having a larger volume cooker is obviously gonna be an advantage.
Yes, and when we invented the bread pan, it was told to me, it was just almost like a light came on. People said, I could make something in this oven, and I can sell it to the marketplace. I can
There
make
you go.
like a French bread loaf.
Yeah.
Or you can take the oven and sell cooked goods.
Sure.
And they're baking fish in them. They're very creative
Yeah.
individuals that a lot of them have never cooked over anything but an open fire
Right.
and used charcoal. And that's one of the reasons that it impressed me, that this was an answer to the deforestation of Haiti, which only has 2% of its trees left.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now that's stunning to fly over that island, and it's just like Dominican Republic is all wooded and mountains, and
Yeah.
you see Haiti, and it's like sand dunes underneath the airplane.
When and all the erosion that comes with it, and if they're probably buying charcoal maybe from the Dominican Republic and paying a good price for it, because the Dominican Republic says, who else are you going to go to?
That's right.
Cheaper to truck it from the other side of the island than to put it in a boat and get it to you.
The Haitians realize that it's a bad thing to be using the trees for firewood, but if it comes down to having your kids starve or keeping the trees lose out.
The trees lose out, so
So-
they gotta have some water to drink that's
Yes.
safe enough, and etc.
Everybody's had an experience with drinking bad water.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Well, very
I
nice.
don't know what else I can show you here.
Yeah, no, that's we've got the reflectors, got the box, the insulation, and the insulation I recall is that polyisocyanurate. Is that the long term? Closed cell foam.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah,
It's got tin foil on each side,
Yeah.
and it's super insulating value.
yeah, yeah. And weight wise, this is it's about at least half again heavier than theirs.
Okay.
But that's, it's half again more food to cook,
Sure.
and how often are you gonna have to lift it, move it around? The nice thing with the polyiso insulation, because it's the closed cell, it'll shed the water, and in a warm climate, it's not a big deal. Well, cool. Well, thanks so much. This is about as this is what everything I was hoping for.